Hi everybody, this is foXnoMad, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you just a little bit more of what it's like to travel in Kathmandu. You may have seen my first video, which is kind of a first impressions, first look type of video, but I've been here now a little bit longer. I just got down from the monkey temple, which is way up there, more than 300 steps up, so interesting. A lot of monkeys if you like monkeys. A couple of things to see up there. Really, it's for the views of the city. It costs 200 rupees just to get in, and it's a serious walk of stairs, but there are plenty of places to stop and rest along the way. And now as I make my way back to the hotel, I figured I'd talk a little bit more about the city as I kind of wander through the streets, try not to get run over while I'm recording, and see what we find along the way. So I will say, one of the first things you notice is all the construction that's going on. So if you look like back there, you might be able to see some construction, but you also see a lot of buildings that have supports, either wooden or metal supports, it looks like, just to keep them up. And I think a lot of that is still from the earthquake. I visited a few temples today, sort of in between on some side streets, more local stuff, where I did notice that the temples look like they were still kind of being rebuilt, or at least reinforced. So you see a lot of the construction going on, but otherwise, as far as the city, it's pretty easy to walk once you know where kind of the main roads are. Google Maps is a really big help, so offline Google Maps. There's no Uber or anything here, so, and taxis are a little bit tricky, so it requires a little bit of negotiation, but you know, it's not too bad. You can walk around most places. Pretty much everything you want to see in Kathmandu is about 30 minutes a walk from most of the places where you'd probably be staying. So I'll give a quick review of the Freak Street, which is the original where I guess the hippie trail used to end. So that hippie trail from, I think from Istanbul all the way to Kathmandu by bus, I think through Iran, Afghanistan and so on, which nobody does anymore for a lot of reasons. But that used to end on that Freak Street, and right now, these days, there's not much there. It's not really worth walking down. It's a very small street, so you can actually go walk down there if you want to take a look. But it's not much. It's near the Darbar Street, so it's near the square, so you can take a look, but really not much there. Monkey Temple, pretty decent views from the top. Like I said, lots of monkeys, or, you know, I never trust those little f***ers. And the main square is okay. Again, most of the stops, aside from the Monkey Temple, just because of the time to get up, is going to take you about 30 minutes or so. But if you can get to some of these side streets, you can get some pretty nice views of the mountains and looking down and above, especially on the walk to the Monkey Temple, because it's pretty high above. And I really do recommend, if you can, to get to some of those side streets. Again, walking here is like slightly advanced, a little bit more than moderate. So if you have travel experience, you should be able to walk and kind of... The path isn't too terrible, you just need to watch your step. And of course there are cars coming by and motorbikes and people, so you just want to watch your step, but it's not too difficult, especially if you've traveled in a place like this, to just watch your step. But if you can get to some of those side streets, I really found some of the more interesting local temples in those side streets was much more interesting, and you get to see some of the more kind of local, just life, just kids playing, sort of small food stalls, clothing shops, that kind of stuff. Alright, so I did just see something to check out up there, but I'm looking at the Monkey Temple that's kind of right behind. You can see how high up that is. I don't know. Can you see that? Oh, yeah, you can see that. So the Monkey Temple is right up there, so you got to climb all those stairs, dodge all those monkeys. They're pretty chilled out as far as monkeys go, so just don't have any food out, otherwise they'll probably grab it. And so there's the Monkey Temple, and then there's, I don't know, there's all these prayer flags going up here, so I'm gonna just see what's up here. Looks like it's just a playground. Looks like our goalie there is kind of slacking, but so they just lost their ball in there, and then they had to go up. Hi, thank you. All right, keep going. Again, walking away from the Monkey Temple. Again, just another pretty sweet view. Pretty sweet door. So yeah, so like I said, a lot of construction still going on. Lots of construction. Over there, you can see lots of motorbikes waving at me right before they get on camera, they say. Yeah, hi. This is one of the most friendliest walks I think I've been on. I don't need a taxi. He's gonna ask me anyway. It looks like it's about to rain, but I'm still not gonna take that taxi. I want to show you this bridge that's supposedly up ahead. Oh, and by the way, if you're traveling in a place like this and the honks annoy you, the honks are just sort of a, hey, I'm here, watch out kind of thing. So it's not like a, get the F out of my way. It's more like a, I'm making you aware of my presence so that you don't get run over. Pretty much what that means. You just kind of get used to it. And actually it is kind of helpful so you don't get, you know, like run over. For traffic jam now, so the appropriate thing to do here is not take out your camera and try to film it. As soon as I said that, no more traffic. This is the more, alright, so there's two bridges. This is the one that gives you confidence. It's actually a proper concrete paved bridge. But I'm gonna go across this other bridge, which is basically gives you the opposite of whatever confidence is. You can really kind of smell the water. It's been sitting, obviously it's very dirty. You can kind of get that, any of the virus.
My name is Lars. Yo, man. I'm the sexy person.
Pretty good dance moves. I gotta show you this fucking bridge somewhere. You can find these little local temples everywhere if you just are willing to walk around. Small one like that there, and then there's this bridge. This is the bridge I won't shut up about.
Yeah. Look in here, too low.
You need to go to YouTube.
YouTube.
For you.
I am okay.
Yeah?
My name is Raj. I am the rapper of Nepal.
Alright, so I wanted to show you this bridge, which is made just basically looks like of metal, so it's sheet metal, but the bouncing of the bridge does not make me feel good. It feels like this thing, really does feel like this thing could go at any moment. I don't think the video really does the justice of how much it's sort of bouncing up and down, especially when people walk across. But we made it across river. I'm about halfway back to where I want to be. You really start to feel the hello. So you really start to feel the pollution in your eyes as well, and that's because Kathmandu sits in a valley in between two mountains. So the pollution really doesn't have, even if it's windy, doesn't really have a place to go. So it just kind of sits here. And you can kind of see this smog. You can even see it. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but if you look ahead, just sort of got this haze. So if you're making a plan for Kathmandu and you want to know how much time it's going to take, it's easily one of those cities where you could spend a whole week and just kind of relax, go to the places to eat. There's a lot of food selection, and just kind of eat, hang out, you know, do your thing, and then move on either into the mountains, another part of Nepal or whatever. But if you were really crunched for time, I think you could see, if you start early and you use taxis, you can probably see the entire city, all the main sites you want to see in a solid day, but you really wouldn't get to take advantage of all the food options. You wouldn't really get to see as much of the you wouldn't get to take your time walking around these local streets like I've been doing now. So I'd recommend at least 2 days in the city, if not 3. It's a pretty good place to kind of chill and relax. It's easy to get around. It's got, like I said, good food, so it's not too bad.
Hi, video.
Yeah.
You're sitting here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So yeah, I don't know if I even need to add it based on what I've seen from all the people that you've seen, but people here are very friendly. So if there's one reason why you'd want to visit Nepal, aside from the mountains, the nature, the food, easy to get around, I'd have to say it's the people. The people are just very nice, very welcoming. It's got a very relaxed, laid back kind of atmosphere. So I've had a very good time here. So yeah, definitely visit Nepal. It's definitely a place to see. Kathmandu is a city that has really grown up. Aside from the pollution, it's a nice city to visit. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. I'll have new videos for you every week, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and so I finally made it to my destination. I did stop by the hotel, but I got hungry. Tibetan Nepali kitchen, which I've been to more than a few times. It's one of my favorite restaurants in this Tamil area. And if you want to see more of the food just from this specific part of town, the best places to eat, get coffee, best Wi-Fi, and so on, be sure you subscribe down below because we've got a video coming up right after this one just all about that. Bye!